forecast first from KARK4, your weather authority.
It is Halloween evening across Arkansas. The weather is great, and the best thing about Halloween is sitting on the front porch and having the trick-or-treaters come on over. You know what? We got a couple of kids out here right now. Come on, guys, come on over. Take a couple, put them in your bag, trick or treat, and the weather is going to be fantastic this evening. All the rain has moved to the east. Your forecast first for Little Rock. We're looking for partly cloudy skies as the sun goes down. Temperatures falling through the 60s. Clear overnight. We're going to start your Friday, the last day of the work week, with clear skies and 50. We'll let you know what's in store for the weekend and if Mother Nature has any tricks or treats in store. KARK4 News at 6 starts right now.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters. This is KARK4 News at 6.
Safety matters. It has now been 2.5 months since a woman was shot to death while driving through an intersection.
If this was your family member or friend, you would hope that someone with information would come forward.
The question now, has the case grown cold? Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight, everybody, at 6 o'clock. I'm Bob Clausen.
And I'm Ashley Katz. Good to see you. Still no arrest in the murder of a young mother killed in broad daylight.
Someone shot Samantha Olson at a busy North Little Rock intersection with her baby daughter in the back seat of the car.
KARK4's Melissa Schroeder talked to the lead investigator about what's been standing in the way of cracking this case.
79 days. That's how long lead detective Gary Jones has been searching for a killer.
We're still getting a few phone calls from the public.
He says at this point in the Samantha Olson investigation, tips are crucial. On average, about one comes in a day.
We're just hoping that eventually one of those will lead to the arrest of the person responsible for this.
Help from the public is so important because evidence is so scarce and a description on the suspect very vague. All police know right now is that he may be a light-skinned African American or Hispanic. And there's this, a maroon F-150 Super Crew cab. Investigators believe the man who killed Olson drove this truck.
Police say the suspect was going westbound on McCain and Olson's car coming eastbound on McCain. Apparently she was hit somewhere here at the intersection of JFK and McCain. Her car kept going and came to rest right about here. The suspect continued westbound.
Detective Jones says he's looked at hundreds of trucks matching the description in Pulaski County, but so far, nothing.
We're still just trying to track down all the vehicles that matched.
Right now, Olson's murder appears to be random. Police don't think someone targeted her for any reason, so the question remains, why did it happen? Hopefully, the answer will one day be known.
What's very important, if this was your family member or friend, you would hope that someone with information would come forward.
And if you know anything about the murder of Samantha Olson, you're asked to call the North Little Rock Police tip line at 501-680-8439. We'll, of course, have that information on our website as well. There is a reward of more than $11,000 leading to an arrest and conviction.
Now, Melissa, tonight at 10, we're going to actually hear your conversation with Olson's husband. What did he have to say at this point in the investigation?
Well, Ashley, Eric really has hope that they're going to make an arrest in this case eventually, and he's really hoping that will happen not only for himself but especially for his young daughter who was in the back seat of the car, because one day he's going to have to explain this to her. So we're going to hear more about that conversation and also how his little girl Linnea, she's adorable, she looks a lot like her mom, how she's been helping him get through this the past couple of months, which has not been easy at all. That's coming up at 10.
And that little girl will have a lot of questions one day.
Yes,
certainly
she
hope
will.
that her dad has all the answers for her along with police.
Yep, definitely.
All right, we'll see you tonight at 10 o'clock. Oh, an 11-year-old charged with terroristic threatening, of all things, an 11-year-old. It happened at Lake Hamilton School District, where police say the 11-year-old threatened to kill another child with a knife if he didn't bring him $5. The child has been cited for a terroristic threat and was issued a November court date. We'll keep you up to date on that.
And in Benton, police say a woman tried to stab a man with a knife after a brief interview. Chrissy Spears was arrested by Benton police for aggravated assault, domestic battery, and terroristic threatening charges. A knife was found at the scene and collected as evidence. Police say additional charges are pending.
A death row inmate getting another court hearing. The Arkansas Supreme Court ruling 59-year-old Andrew Ingram should get a hearing to decide if his lawyers after his murder conviction did a good job. Ingram was convicted in 1999 by a Pulaski County jury for the murder of Lori White. White was found raped and murdered outside the Sears and McCain Mall back in 1997. Today, Pulaski County Prosecutor Larry Jagley says the ruling is the latest example of capital punishment ignoring victims.
I think this goes hand in hand with what our Attorney General has been saying about there being a never-ending process with the death penalty, and that we need to take another look at how it's administered.
For Lori White, an especially brutal crime. A judge set the hearing for next Thursday in Pulaski County Court. We'll let you know what happens.
Turning to health matters now, new information when it comes to Arkansas's private health care option. According to the Arkansas News Bureau, insurance executives are providing options through the Arkansas Health Marketplace, and they tell legislators that they have registered fewer than 170 people. Now, executives say people have to register through the problem-plagued federal website, which we've heard about. That's what President Obama says won't be fixed until the end of November. And if you'd like to read more about their testimony and concerns that not enough young adults are registering for the health exchange, just go to our website, arkansasmatters.com.
Gentlemen and ladies, start your engines. Tony Stewart, also known as Smoke, the NASCAR great, will be in the natural state in just about 2 weeks or so. He'll be in Little Rock, North Little Rock, as part of the grand opening of the Bass Pro Shop. The event is set for November 13th, and with the ceremony beginning at 6 p.m., ribbon cutting at 6:30. A ton of people are expected to not only attend, but also be included in all this. Jimmy Houston of Jimmy Houston Outdoors and Hannah Billingsley, 2013 Miss Arkansas USA, will be there, along with a host of other folks.
Well, it is Halloween, which means superstitions are floating around, but there are many that are unique to the natural state. KARK4's Jocelyn Tovar met with experts to break down whether they are fact or fiction, including one about persimmons. Jocelyn.
Well, that's right, Ashley. Check it out. Some actually believe this little fruit can predict whether we get a snow-filled winter, much like you might remember last Christmas.
With winter right around the corner, many want to know just what to expect.
When I moved to Arkansas, it was the first time I heard of cutting the persimmon in half.
Manager Steve Wyman comes from the north, but gets asked frequently about these Arkansas farmer fables.
You could predict the winter based on how the growing season was.
When people didn't understand things, then they would notice correlations with nature.
Finding a locally grown persimmon, not the easiest task in the world. We found one from a community garden run by Laverne Davis.
You think it predicts the weather?
I think so.
Once you're able to get your hands on some locally grown persimmons, you simply start cutting them open. They might look slightly unappetizing, but after all, it is Halloween, and some people believe these do predict the weather.
The spoon is above average snowfall, the knife is lower than normal temperatures, and the fork is higher than normal.
Ours came out like a spoon, meaning a winter full of snow. But if you're still skeptical, there are other tales to tell.
The bands on the woolly caterpillars, I mean, I've watched that all my life, and there's some truth to that.
Oh, somebody might have said, oh, they look really woolly this fall, and then they had a bad winter.
Phelps says to take these outcomes with a grain of salt.
Is this totally hogwash?
Well, I mean, it's not hogwash. These are stories that people told, and there's no scientific basis for the prediction.
Whether we'll have a snowstorm like last year, we'll just have to wait and see.
Now, while it is fun to come up with these tall tales, many we spoke to said they'd rather just leave the weather predicting to the professionals. Bob, Ashley, back to you.
We will pass that along, Jocelyn. Thanks very much. Children at the In His Image Youth Development Center in Arkansas enjoying a bright new learning facility. Volunteers with the Chanel Civitan Club, I believe, making over the children's nonprofit this weekend. The children now have an area to learn with freshly painted walls and bright colors for a more relaxing learning environment. Teachers there say they love the changes, and the children didn't even recognize the school.
They like it. They think they have a new school. And I'm like, well, it's the same school, just different, you know. But I love it, and they love it, and so it's great.
Lowe's Home Improvement donated new paint. Numerous local businesses also donated food for the volunteers. The school says they plan another makeover for the school in the springtime.
And when it comes to Halloween, it should be a time of tricks and no treats. And we have a couple of tips to arm parents with tonight. The first one being, make sure you have picked a safe costume for your child. And also stay with your kids. Make sure they don't talk to any strangers tonight. And another one, make sure your child carries a glow stick, flashlight, or reflective tape to make sure they are visible to cars later on tonight. And also just stay in a familiar neighborhood. Be as careful as you possibly can out there. Coming up, it is a one-of-a-kind landmark, and it's getting a redo. More on the Round Top Quick Stop in Sherwood, only in Arkansas.
And it is the scariest night of the year, not only here in Little Rock, but all across the state of Arkansas. Ghosts and goblins are going to be headed out all over the streets and byways of the state. The weather's cooperating, nothing to be scared about. Just take it easy if you're driving in those neighborhoods. Make it a cell phone free night across the state. In Little Rock today, skies cleared late afternoon. Our high temperature 77. We started the day at 65. A drier air mass on the way, but another cold front's in the forecast. We'll let you know what it means for that all-important weekend in just a few minutes.
From the station that brings you local news that matters, this is KARK 4 News at 6 in high definition. With Bob Clausen, Ashley Katz, Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan, and Aaron Peters with your Razorback Nation report.